According to reports, the Yokosuka city said that the amount of toxic fluorine compounds detected in drainage water from a U.S. base there exceeds the standard. Do you have any comment?
这已经不是驻日美军第一次
This is not the first time that the U.S. troops in Japan dumped toxic substances that cause environmental pollution and public anger. This again shows that how much harm the U.S. troops in Japan have done using extraterritoriality as they showed to the local environment and people's lives, saving the benefits of something to itself and leave the environmental cost to others is the U.S. standard practice. As the world's largest exporter of solid waste and a major consumer of plastic in per capita terms, the U.S. has yet to ratify the Basel Convention. The U.S. has long taken developing countries whose handling capacity is still inadequate as the final dumping site of plastic waste. According to a report released by an NGO, Basel Action Network, U.S. companies were still illegally exporting hazardous electronic waste to developing countries in 2020. In the U.S., racial minorities, including the American Indians, African Americans, and Latinos face serious environmental inequalities. The U.S. government has systematically used Indian reservations as toxic or nuclear waste dumps through the means of deception and coercion, subjecting them to long-term exposure to uranium and other materials. As a result, the cancer incidence and fatality rates in the communities concerned are significantly higher than in other parts of the country. And numerous studies also show a higher percentage of Black and Hispanic communities that are exposed to air pollution, toxic waste sites, landfills, and lead poisoning compared to white communities. The UN Special Rapporteur on Contemporary Forms of Racism said in a statement that environmental racism poses serious threats to the enjoyment of several human rights of African American residents, including the right to life, to health, and the right to adequate standard of living. Environmental issues are humanity's shared challenge. They are issues for the global commons. As the most advanced developed country, the U.S. needs to fulfill its obligations on global environmental governance in good faith, stop recklessly damaging other countries' environment, and do something to protect racial minorities at home from environmental racism.